So speaking of Italy, let's move on.
I wouldn't bet on him.
We gotta talk.
Sandro Tonali would.
Hey, Sandro Tonali right now sweating.
We tease this.
He's like, I got 50K on them qualifying, bro. This is stressful.
I mean, look, we all know players should not be involved in gambling. I mean, Pete Rose. If Pete Rose didn't teach us anything, I mean, this is.
He's too old, bro. They don't remember that.
They don't remember Pete Rose.
Bro, I'm not sure that's the reason Sandro Tonali doesn't know about Pete Rose, bro. There may be some other reasons.
But Sandro Tonali of Newcastle, obviously big money move. Cardi B, we know Cardi B, big money move to
She
Newcastle.
making money moves, bro.
From AC Milan. And he's doing well at Newcastle. Newcastle, they won their Champions League.
He might have a little bit too much time on his hands.
Yeah. And apparently he's been caught in a betting scandal. It's and not only did he get caught, but he has completely admitted to it.
Well, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, so he's basically doing the like.
You got me.
You got me. Give me, be a little lenient with me.
Yeah.
This is just a quick synopsis from Sky Sports, so we can hear.
I was Ben, but I wasn't Ben.
This is from Sky Sports. Here goes.
Yeah, Joe, bad news. This sounds not just for Newcastle United, but for Sandro Tonali himself as well, after news emerged this morning that Sandro Tonali has admitted to betting on football matches in which both he played and in which both he didn't play during his time at AC Milan.
So he admitted to betting in games that he played in and that he didn't play in, but for AC Milan, and it's just not a good look. There's no way.
This is bad.
This is really, really bad. And he's basically admitting to everything just to get as lenient a penalty or as lenient a ban as possible. The ban is usually 3 years. I think that's the most you can get. Some people are speculating that it might be somewhere around a year because he is cooperating with the investigation. But it seems like it's a bigger thing. So this is.
I was going to say, he's not the only one.
He's not the only one because this Zaniolo from
Aston Villa.
From Aston Villa So Tonali and Zaniolo were on the Italian national team. They got called up. They were supposed to play against England during this international break. They were sent home because of this investigation. And then now the other name at Juventus is Nicolo Fagiolo.
Yeah. Also known as Nicolo Pasta Fagioli.
Okay.
I was going to say, his last name means beans. Fagioli beans.
So there was an article.
Kid was betting his beans.
There was an article in The Athletic about
That's
it.
an unfortunate ad.
No, we're not looking at it. But I'm just gonna real quick. I mean, it got very, very serious. So this is from The Athletic. It says Fagioli's tears at the Mappe Stadium were those of someone in too deep. He had received threats of physical violence. Quote, "I'll break your legs," unquote, from third parties he assumes must somehow be linked to any of the illegal betting platforms on which he staked money. He spiraled, betting more in an attempt to recover his losses. His gambling debts to illegal and legal bookies totaled almost €3 million.
We've all been there, bro. A late Sunday night chase. He had all the money on Hawaii. I guarantee.
How does it get?
You're remembering your parlays.
I know.
I think at the end of the day, this is why I think when people say they don't want to legalize gambling, to me it's stupid because even with legal gambling, people will seek out illegal means to gamble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's, again, you're not going to get an email from a reputable thing saying, just to let you know you're over. We're gonna break your legs.
Your bank, we asked the bank. Your bank is saying that it's not that. No. It's not going to be that.
This is what I don't like is I tend to forgive addiction because it's something that we've learned through a lot of health, mental research, and mental health research, I should say, that it is out of the person's control. The difficult thing is saying, how is it that we're at a point like now? There's a question whether AC Milan knew this was coming when they sold him. Remember, he was crying. He's like, I don't want to leave. They're like, no, you gotta go. And this year specifically, no, we cannot wait till the January transfer window. I promise you. They sold him to Newcastle. Were they aware when they sold him?
That's been the question,
especially how a significant a player he was. Granted, you got a lot of money for him. Begs the question: what type of background? Search does a Newcastle do? What type of vetting do they do on these players? Yeah. And then third is there someone available for these players at their clubs where they can go, I need help? And I'm not saying they asked and they didn't get. So it's very possible that they have it and we're just not aware of it. But is there somewhere where these players can say, hey, I think this might be an addiction. I need help.
Yeah.
Because to be betting on legal and illegal, the moment you bet to make up ground for money you've lost that you don't have, you have a problem.
Yeah. It's scary. I mean, and I think that's what Tonali is basically doing. He has said, I think this is through.
He threw his hands up like the Ghana defender. Said,
yeah,
all right,
you got me. He has said that he has a gambling addiction and he's being very forthright about it. So there's an interesting thing about this.
Doesn't he look like that actor Adam Driver?
He does look like Adam Driver.
Bit. Yeah,
that's a good call.
Adam Driver should play him in the
shorter,
movie.
In the movie,
a little shorter, a little stockier, but he's got kind of like the Adam Driver face.
Okay. That's some people. He's zaddy to some.
Mm-hmm.
People love
Adam Driver, De Niro, starting in the Tonali store. Who plays for Jules?
So but it makes me think about the and maybe these are apples to oranges, but the situation with Paul Pogba when it comes to a positive drug test on a possible performance-enhancing drug, it's I don't know, is it a little bit more vicious? He was trying to recover from an injury. People are like, he knew the rules, got him out of the game. To me, gambling seems should bring out a little bit more vitriol than...
You think that fans take this lighter than a performance-enhancing drug?
I've seen more kindness and just being a little bit more gentle with a gambling addiction over testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug. And it's obviously you can't, they're not the exact same thing, but it seems that this, I saw somebody else, I can't remember who it was, but I think it was a former athlete talking about this and basically said like, nah, bro, I can't even trust you as a teammate if I find out that you're gambling on games I'm playing in and I'm playing with you.
It goes against the sanctity of the sport where performance enhancement drugs, to me, I think 9 times out of 10, and there's no data behind this, it feels like 9 times out of 10, especially in soccer, it's used in order to recover from injury, to get back on the pitch.
Right.
Or it's not to be like superhuman on the pitch.
Yeah. Or to, I mean, even
like Barry Bonds wasn't
to your
just trying to get back. You know what I mean? The guy's, his skull size grew. You know what I mean?
What you mean my neck grew three to 4 times? This is how I've always looked.
No, I had a dislocated toe. I was trying to get back out there. You know what I mean?
So look, my doctor told me. That's all.
So I took some sort of superhuman serum.
And even even Barry Bonds' teammates are like, well, he's hitting a bunch of dingers. I'm not gonna complain. I mean,
no.
This is a thing that does call
throwing the game is the issue here. Everyone else,
because that's what people would be worried about.
That's what you assume. Because that's how you affect. You can't just play better because you got money on the line. You got to bet against you and play worse.
So that's the thing with Fagioli. He's has all these gambling debts and getting threatened. And my man won Young Player of the Year award in Serie A. So it's just like maybe that's why he needed to to thrive.
Yeah. Maybe that was how he grew. That's how he arrived every day. He knew someone was going to break his legs.
I don't recommend it.
No.
But I'm just
You might want to find a new way to get inspired.
Okay.
But in the meantime,
read Will Smith's book, bro. That will.
You know what? Don't read Will Smith's book.
That will inspire you in some way. It's just kind of wild. And then the other thing with this was also in The Athletic. This is such a weird part of the story. So the names Juventus teammates Federico Gatti and Radu Dragusin, right?
Who's now at Genoa.
Who's now at Genoa said. So apparently Fagioli asked for money. He asked for 40,000 euros from each of them, and he says, and it was quote under the pretext that he wanted to buy a watch, but was unable to do so because his mother looked after his bank account. Unknown to them, Fagioli sought the loans to pay down his gambling debts. So he was borrowing money from his teammates to pay down gambling debts, and then their names are now sort of implicated in this story. And Federico Gatti was the guy who
Chesney passed the ball
Chesney in the
to, and he
Champions League
passed
game.
it directly into an open goal.
Looking a little sus. Gotti
Looking a
in
little
trouble.
sus.
So it's just like Gotti's just like, bro, I just lent you money for your damn watch.
You think Gatti went to him and said, "Yo, I need my money back," and he's like, "How about you get it?"
He's like, I got a parlay for you, Federico.
I know a way for you get it with a little sum on top.
So look, I'm gonna assume you can't implicate them in any of the gambling stuff, but it's just the worst thing to be implicated in this at all, because this kid is asking to borrow money from you. So it's just a bad, because he's putting his teammates also in a really, really bad.
He also is the one who snitched on Tonali. He was like, Tonali's the one who gave me the betting app. So I was like, yo, chill, bro. I got another investigation over here.
It is it is an addiction. It is it is something that we need to be definitely show some kindness to.
I was going to say, too, going off of that, a big thing I've been seeing just on social media is a lot of people being like, well, it's so hypocritical now of these leagues to be like, oh, gambling is so bad, but then every ad you see is for one of the betting. How do you guys feel? Do you think like there's a problem with that? Like, do the leagues just need to completely get out of the betting business?
No, because the NFL does this with rookies. They'll sit them down and be like, okay,
it's not just rookies. Every player at the beginning of every year in the NFL has to go through a gambling.
But it's not just that.
program.
Like rookies get here's what you might find comes next.
Yeah,
like,
yes. Somebody might
see
approach
these women
you.
in your DMs. They're not here
right.
they don't love you, bro.
right.
They ask your other teammates. They've already been there. Like there's things to look out for. I feel like a lot of these players, I would say 99.9 of these players came through academies. I think it's the responsibility of the academies to be like, look, we know you want to gamble. Here's why you can't.
Yeah.
And show the examples. Show what Ivan Toney's going through. Show what Tonali's going through.
Deion Sanders with Colorado. He invited Brittany Renner to talk to.
That was at Jacksonville State at his older job.
It was? Okay.
That was at his last job.
So, but he was just like, yo, these are the type of girls you're going to see. And even she was just like, yeah, I'm the problem. I'm the type of girl.
She's like, here's how I'm going to get you caught up.
So that's why we need you. Bring these.
Right. She's like, we will suck your dick. We don't want to suck your dick.
Okay. But you're going to make so much money that we are forced to.
Right?
Okay?
It's all part of our plan.
We're going to. We will destroy your lives.
Yeah, we're going to fleece you through your dicks.
So just be on the lookout for people like us.
Anytime someone wants to suck your dick, they're trying to take your money.
Okay, look, that's 101.
Yeah.
Right?
And then she's like, hey, after you want to meet? And the guy's like, yeah. I'm like, look already. You're failing.
That was a trap. It was a trap.
She turned off she turned on the soft voice.
Yeah.
And you fell for it.
Jeez, dude, we just went over it, man.
She said, something about you is just different. That's it, right there.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're done. You're done.
You're done. Give up.
You're cooked.
So it's look. I as far as the question about should the leagues have some responsibility, I think this is like you said, Alexis said earlier, whether it's illegal or legal, people are going to find a way to do it if they are addicted to doing it. I mean, look, the standard has to be higher for the athletes themselves. I mean, that's. I can understand. I've had friends that have had, gambling addictions, and there's a certain level of sympathy that I offer that's a little bit more than an athlete. Like, bro, you worked your entire life to get to this point, and you are paid handsomely for it. Right. And I understand that there's an addiction problem, but it is. The rules are the rules, and there's like whatever. If it's office policy to not gamble or whatever, there's something to the fact that they know what they're getting involved. They are warned.
I mean, just think about if you work for a major corporation and you shorted it on the stock market,
right.
and your boss found out, you'd be like, I'm not sure you're trying to work as hard as you can.
Well, I was going to say, bro, it's not even the players. When I used to work for the MLB, when I wasn't allowed to bet on the MLB while I was an employee there. So it's not just the players. They're telling everyone, hey, if you are part of this like corporation, you're not allowed
Right. The
to.
secretary can't even bet on
You're
these
not allowed
games.
to.
And look,
And you think you can?
The reality is that the players also make more money in their contracts because of these, betting sponsors.
100%.
So they are getting paid. I mean, I understand that there's a thrill in the gambling aspect, but they
It's also like a light way to do it, right? With like your friends,
At
like,
a
hey, I'll buy
casino,
dinner,
hey, or I'll go to a
I don't think
casino.
they're allowed to bet at casinos either.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know
But I
that.
think like, hey, if we beat your team tonight,
Yeah.
then you buy me dinner. There's a light way to maybe you don't get the same, as like the parlays and all that, or maybe like some of the prop bets, like, oh, how many corners I can take, I can influence that, and that's why it's illegal.
If I win, we do a wife swap. Like that's allowed, I guess. But and maybe it will give you the thrill you
They're like,
need.
or how about this? If I win, you gotta pay Brittany Renner. She's on me, man. I thought I was different.
I fell for it.
Damn. I sat through that whole thing.
Dion brought her in everything, bro. I couldn't believe
She
it.
emailed me and said, I want to suck it there. It wasn't even anything else in there. And so I still fell for it, dude.